Episode 1, The Nerd Cave. G'day YouTube watchers, and welcome to my Marvel Nerd Cave tour for the fall of 2024. Wow, 2025 is sure coming up fast, isn't it? You better start on that list for the big guy soon. With only a few months left to finish off the renovations in the basement, and most of the dioramas taking form, I thought I'd better get my arson gear, as now would be a good time as any for a walkthrough. This is episode 1 of a 10-part series of narrating a walkthrough tour describing my work in my Marvel Nerd Cave. I intend to show off each diorama in their own separate video, so you don't have to worry about me talking non-stop for 45 minutes in one hell of a long video. Cripes, my wife doesn't even want to listen to me for that long. Small blessings these are. I'm thinking of you, man. If I couldn't complicate the renovations project any further, the room is divided into 2 distinct sections. The Marvel section, where all the displays are kept, and the entertainment section, where I watch sports or movies. I'm going to start off with the entertainment section that has most of the things that interest me. Music, movies, Marvel, and major sports like football and hockey. The entertainment section has 2 curios filled with memorabilia. Sports figurines from McFarlane Sports, such as the great Lawrence Taylor and Bobby Orr. A ton of books, mainly about history, some concert swag, and finally, Woody and Buzz from Toy Story. Is it just me? Who doesn't want to get a little Woody and have a little Buzz in their entertainment room? These twin curios are on either side of a massive 85-inch TV that has a Bose sound system to make sure the neighbors can hear what I'm watching. I realize that while I am getting older and the eyesight really appreciates football or hockey on a big screen, and these old ears sure love the surround sound. Decorating the walls is the Blues Brothers movie poster, concert posters from some music festivals I attended, a gigantic wall-sized picture of the greatest hockey player to ever lace up skates, Bobby Orr. And finally, a portrait of Kramer from the TV series Seinfeld. With a reclining lazy-boy couch to relax on, watching the MCU is like being in my own private theater surrounded by all the things that entertain me. Speaking of entertainment, now on to the Marvel segment of the show. I began collecting Marvel comics before my age was double-digitated. Before unleaded gas. Even before America was 200 years old. I'm an old fart from the mid-1900s. Do you know how awkward it is to say that? Well, since then, my thing with Marvel has been going on and off for more than half a century. It was about time I did something to show off this thing, aside from keeping some dusty old comics in long boxes. But prior to starting off with the dioramas, I want to explain some of my decorating choices in the Marvel section of the room. Please remember that these choices were mine to make. I'm no interior designer, and I did not consult my resident expert in the field on any of these choices either, so don't blame her. Hung on the walls are 2 murals. These are replicas of the actual murals that are full-size, wall-sized paintings in the reception area of Marvel Comic headquarters in Manhattan. They were both painted by the great artist Alex Ross. Alex was originally commissioned to do the heroes, and afterwards, Marvel just had to have him come back and complement the heroes with a villains mural. I originally wanted to hang these two murals in my dining room, until I was told I'd be hung in the dining room instead if I did. They also blessed us fans with 2 poster books of the individual characters from the murals. As you can probably tell, they didn't make it into the dining room either. The fascinating aspect of Alex's art that originally caught these tired old eyes' attention was the different format he uses to capture his imagination. Instead of the traditional and conventional tools available for comic artists today, Alex uses watercolors to paint his subjects. I placed the hero's mural on the back wall, while putting the villain's mural on a side wall. On this side wall also has some individual posters of the villains. Opposite the side wall, on what I would like to call the long wall, I hung posters of the heroes. The long wall is divided into 2 areas because of a large bulkhead separating the 2. On the underside of this bulkhead, I hung posters of some classic comic book covers. Included with the covers is a poster of Spider-Man facing his sinister foes that was created by Alex. I'd like to focus on 2 separate items. On the back wall are 2 comic book cover sketches done by my favorite Marvel artist, John Buscema. The sketch for the Fantastic Four cover is one of my favorite comic books I have in my collections of thousands of comics. The other item I'd like to draw your attention to is on the other side of the room, and it is a display of die-cast metal cars. The cars within the case are from some classic movies and TV series like Ghostbusters, The Blues Brothers, of course, The Fast and Furious, Back to the Future, and Batman. The case is made of acrylic plastic and is extremely delicate, and it looks amazing. For the rest of the room, I use dioramas to portray the best things I love about Marvel inspired by the comics I've read. Inside each diorama are action figures to represent some of the characters I have in these comic books.